The Elden Ring DLC is finally out, but boy oh boy are some people struggling with the difficulty spike. And I cannot say that I blame them, it is pretty rough out there. However, in this video I will show you what you can do to mitigate some damage and get those bosses smacked. What should be your priorities once you enter the shadow of the Erdtree, and very useful items that will help you greatly on your journey. And do not worry, I will not spoil anything major from the game. So first of all, why is there such a big difficulty spike, and why are you suddenly getting two-shotted by normal enemies? Well, it's because Shadow of the Erdtree uses this special system called the blessings, and you collect them by visiting various areas scattered all over the overmap. The couple first ones you can't really miss, but I do recommend to find more, especially before you face off some stronger bosses. And once you use those skid tree blessings, or however they are called, you just use them on the bonfire and it's gonna rise your stats. And I believe it also reduces your damage taken by 5% for every blessing you use. So trust me, it does add up. And it's also worth noticing that there are two different blessings, one for you and one for your summons. So make sure you pick up as many of them as you can before you face off some difficult challenges. So yeah, go ahead and explore, it's gonna make your life a whole of a lot easier. You do not need to collect every single one of them, of course, before you face off some bosses, but I would recommend you to get at least, let's say, 5 or 6 of them. And when it comes to the normal level of your character, most people recommend you to enter the DLC at level 150. From the base game, of course. On New Game Plus, it is recommended even higher. And whatever you do, make sure you have your vigor to at least 50 or even 60. It's gonna make your life easier, literally. And also, I know Fashion Souls is very important to a lot of people, but make sure you get at least 51 poise in that armor. Because 51 poise will guarantee that you will not get staggered as easily, especially if you use lighter weapons than greatswords. So now let's talk about some items, specifically the talismans. And by the way, you can get all of those items I'm gonna talk about in the base game. So the overall rule in this expansion is that items that reduce physical damage taken, magic damage taken, and the like are very powerful, even more powerful than boosting your damage. The percentage-based damage reduction is something that is very useful to have, so I will showcase some great talismans that will help you greatly in your defense. First up, we have the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. It boosts your physical damage negation by a whopping 20%, so this item I consider pretty much mandatory in the DLC. Next up, we have the Pearl Drake Talisman. This one, on the other hand, boosts your non-physical damage taken, as a lot of enemies in this DLC does elemental damage. Also, specific elemental type damage negation is also pretty useful, like the Flame Drake Talisman, because especially early on in the DLC there is a lot of fire-based enemies. Another great item is the Ritual Shield Talisman, and this one reduces your damage taken by 30%, but it's only when your HP is at maximum. Still, a very useful item to have. Of course, talisman like the Erdtree Favor are still pretty strong with raising your maximum HP, stamina and equip load. But before we continue, I wanted to tell you about Bloodline Heroes of Lithas. I've been playing it for quite a while now, and it's actually one of the few games that I have installed on my phone because of how good it is. And you can start playing right now absolutely for free. You can download it using the link in the description below or scan the QR code on the screen if you are viewing on a PC. Bloodline has a unique style of gameplay because it combines both RPG aspects with strategy, kingdom building, and also a unique way of creating legendary characters from different houses of bloodlines like orcs, lycans, demons, and dragonborn. It also features a unique style of combining those bloodlines because you can increase the companion's intimacy, and because of that you can actually form a more powerful generation for the future kingdoms. You can also customize your champions by marrying 2 different bloodlines, and there are over 800 different possibilities and combinations. And now with Bloodline celebrating its 2nd anniversary, there are some great gifts waiting for you just for logging in, especially if you didn't do it for a while. And there are also some great new champions like Luxus, the Light Goddess that you see right now. And now you can also enjoy battling in the new Guild War system with brand new maps. You can conquer territories with your guild members and claim unique rewards to create the most unique hybrid champions yet. If you didn't log in for 14 or more days, you will now get brand new return rewards. You will get 1 mythic level champion, 5 3-star champion tokens, 30 summoning crystals, and 41 hour bonus gold chests. And those rewards combined are worth over $250. And there is also the anniversary top-up event with limited time rewards and up to 20% off on liveback purchase from the official store. So don't wait and install the game for free right now. You can use the link in the description below, or if you are viewing on PC, just scan my QR code that you can see on the screen. Now, on the other hand, I would not recommend you to use talismans like the Radagon's Sword Seal, because increasing your damage taken is very noticeable in this DLC. And yes, it does greatly raises your attributes, but you already get your attributes raised by the blessings, so I would not really recommend this item. I do not think it is needed. Now let's talk about some spells. Again, the theme of this DLC is, in my opinion, reducing the physical damage taken. So spells like the Black Flames Protection is very useful. Black Flames Protection increases your physical damage negation by 35% and it lasts 70 seconds. And a useful trick you can do with the defensive spells I'm gonna talk about is that you can combine them with your Mimic. And yes, I know some people find it dishonorable to use Mimics or other tiers on bosses, but honestly this DLC is so tough at the beginning that you should feel no shame in using everything that you have in your disposal. So combining your defensive spells with your summons can be very useful. Another great one, if you have the faith for it, is the Golden Vow. It increases your attack, but also your defense for yourself and your allies. Again, elemental protection spells like Flame Fortification or Flame Protect Me can be also very useful in certain situations. Now when it comes to offensive spells, I found the one that does percentage damage very useful, because they scale very well, so Rotten Breath is still very strong in the expansion. But try out some other spells that can also do percentage-based damage. Now when it comes to your Flask of Wondrous Physique, I greatly recommend taking the Opaline Heart tier, because it will reduce your damage taken from all sources by 15% and it lasts for 3 minutes. And again, it's great to use it before you summon your Mimic, because it will also benefit from the effect of the Flask. And lastly, seriously, consider using everything that you have in your arsenal on those bosses, especially the first ones when you still didn't collect all of the blessings. Using powerful weapons like the Bloodhound's Fang is still very effective, especially because of the blood buildup and also because you're gonna stagger a lot of foes with it. But of course, there are so many new great weapons in the DLC that you will probably want to test some of them at least. For example, I find the Milady very neat, with very cool animations of attack. And with that, we come to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you found it enjoyable and useful. Consider liking the video and subscribing if you want to see more content like this. And also follow me on my Twitch channel, Twitch TV Kainra, where I'll be going through various games very soon. And that would be all for now. See ya!